2021.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, even if they weren't, it's only prolonging the inevitable. It's simple as this. They use the round one pick one on this guy. So when you use that high of a pick, really, whenever you use a first round pick on a quarterback, you're using that pick on a guy who can walk in day one and can start. Now, a lot of people aren't going to go with that. And sometimes it's better to not let them start. But I'm just saying, when you use a first round pick on a quarterback, that is because he is capable of walking in and starting day one. And that's the way that Trevor Lawrence is. He's capable of coming in and starting. And even if they don't, let's say they do start Gardner Minshew for week one. It's only prolonging the inevitable.
They're starting Trevor Lawrence. They're starting Trevor Lawrence week.
Oh, no, for sure they are. But I'm just saying, even if they didn't and they started Gardner, it's only prolonging the inevitable. And Trevor's going to be the starter at some point.
Okay, so you are telling me they're only I get it. I mean, you're prolonging the inevitable of Trevor Lawrence starting and being this MVP, the savior of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he's never lost. He's going to win a Super Bowl. He's going to win a championship at all three levels. I get it, but we also realize that Travis Etienne will at least miss at least 12 weeks of the 2021 season, if not all of it, with a broken foot, more or less what it comes down to. Like, I don't know the scientific doctor term, but it was basically a broken foot what it came down to.
Yeah.
And they drafted Travis Etienne to give him comfortable in the backfield. And now, who do the Jacksonville Jaguars have in the backfield? Are they going to go get like a Le'Veon Bell?
No, I think they stick with who they got back there, the Illinois State running back, the former Redbird. That's going to be James Robinson. He had a great season last year. He was able to catch passes out of the backfield. So, he's not as versatile in that stance as Travis Etienne, right, but he can still do that. He runs the rock very well. He's a nice power back. So, no, I don't think they go get – I mean, they very well could to try and fill that passing back void, but I doubt they do that, honestly, because James Robinson already had the strong season last year. I personally, I thought it was a good move because, you always want your quarterback comfortable, but I personally was kind of surprised that they got Etienne at the fact of how great of a rookie year that James Robinson had. So I was surprised from the beginning they made that move. But once again, I understand, you want your quarterback comfortable and all that stuff. So I get why they did it. But no, I don't think that they would go in a different direction simply because of the great rookie year that Robinson had last year, where he showed that he can be a reliable 3-down running back and can carry the workload. I mean, we saw him getting 20 plus carries a game last year, and he was a top stat wise, fantasy football wise. I believe he was a top 10 running back in the league. So right. I mean, he's shown that he can he's shown that he can take the workload. He's shown that he can run the ball very well.
So the question still has to be answered here. Is Trevor Lawrence good for the Jacksonville Jaguars in this 2021 NFL season?
Well, it depends on how you look at good, because I don't think anybody comes in day one and makes this Jaguars team a Super Bowl winning team, no matter how great of a quarterback you are. And I think that goes for anybody. You could bring Patrick Mahomes in, and they're not going to win a Super Bowl this year. I can almost guarantee you that, except for Tom Brady. That's the only guy I think could walk in and win a Super Bowl anywhere. But other than that, no, I think it's very interesting because of the rookie quarterback. That he is, the worst of the rookie quarterbacks or anything. But as of right now, the guy that I really didn't think I was going to say, I think Mac Jones looks the best of all the rookie quarterbacks so far, followed by Zach Wilson. Justin Fields looks really good. And then I'm going to say right there falls Trevor Lawrence's name. So part of that, yes, is because he's behind the Jaguars' offensive line, which, it's not the greatest. He doesn't have some of the weapons that, say, Justin Fields will have in Allen Robinson. So I think good for in the long term, good for the Jaguars. Sure, I mean he's a great quarterback. He's established as a winner. He's a guy who can come in and win for you, and he's a guy who will do that in the long term. So I'm really excited to see what this guy can do in the upcoming future. But yeah, I mean I think for right now he's the best option I think that they had. But I think any quarterback that would have gone at the number one spot would have struggled right off the bat for Jacksonville, simply because it's Jacksonville. He doesn't have the weapons or the protections that some of these other quarterbacks do have.
So you are right in in the sense that this is good for the Jacksonville Jaguars moving forward, because Trevor Lawrence is going to be a bust, and they're going to get the #1 overall pick again next year in the 2022 draft when the Man Hour is there, along with a Man Hour fan. If you are part of Man Hour Nation, simply head to youtube.com/Man Hour. Just click on the join button, and a $9.99 deal will get you entered into that Vegas trip. But with that being said, I mean, we saw it. Trevor Lawrence is not ready to play a NFL game. We saw him missing on passes. We saw him underthrowing people. We did not see him overthrowing anybody. So I kind of question his arm strength a tad bit. And you can say what you want about that offensive line, but in the end, he is going to have to deal with that same offensive line for the next 5 to 8 years at least, because you can't draft. It's just the way it is. I'm not for sure what is going on with my computer.